The Karnataka State Rural Development and Panchayat Raj University was established by the Government of Karnataka through the Karnataka State Rural Development and Panchayat Raj Act 2016, based on the report of the High-Level Expert Committee under the chairmanship of Sri S.V. Ranganath, former IAS officer, former Chief Secretary to the Karnataka government. Dear friends, it is proud to know all that the university is first of its kind in the country and was established with the initiation of the Honorable RDPR Minister Shri H.K. Patil and with the support of then the Honorable Chief Minister Shri Siddharamaiah. The university is being developed with the support and guidance of the present present RDPR Minister Shri K.S. Ishwarappa and with the cooperation of the present Honorable Chief Minister Shri B.S. Yediyurappa. The university is headed by Professor Dr. Shri Suresh V. Nadgaudar sir, Vice Chancellor and Registrar. The university has experienced senior faculty, enthusiastic junior faculties. The new campus is being developed in about 350 acres of the land near Gadag. The university has started its activities from the academic year 2017 and 18 with the 5 courses initially and 10 different courses from the academic year 2019-20. The 10 different courses such as MA in Rural Development and Panchayat Raj, MA in Public Administration, MA in Development Economics, MSc in Geoinformatics, MSc in Food Science and Technology, MSc in Data Analytics, MSW in Community Development and the Community Health, MCOM in Entrepreneurship and the Cooperative Management, MBA in Rural Management and the Agribusiness Management, and the MPH in the Master of Public Health. With this brief, I thank you all for joining us for the today's national level live webinar series. The COVID-19 pandemic is impacting on across the boundaries of the world drastically. This 7 days national level live webinar series intends to bring out its impact on the different sectors and its components. This webinar also throw the light on the cooperative sector, marketing, MSMEs, startups, work life after the COVID-19 and the impact on education sector as well. Focusing to strengthen the students, faculties, and the other professional bodies. With this, the today's session on the contemporary challenges in the cooperative sector, this session carries by the Professor Siddhanti. So, to know in the brief regarding the Professor Siddhanti, sir is basically from the Dharwad district. He started his career from the MES Arts and Commerce College, Goa, between the 1976 and 78. Further, he joined as a professor in the ASS College of the Commerce of the Gadag between 1978 and 95. Professor Siddhanti has been awarded his PhD degree from the Karnataka University Dharwad in 1994. Topic entitled Financial Management in the Handloom of the Gadag Betagere District. Sir worked as the Regional Director in the Regional Institute of the Cooperative Management, Bangalore, between the 2006 to 2013. Sir also worked as the Consultant in Regional Institute of the Cooperative Management during the 2013. So basically, sir belongs to the teaching community. Even after the retirement, sir is engaging in the delivering the various training programs and the special lecturers also. Sir, thank you very much for accepting our invitation and joining as a webinar. I welcome you wholeheartedly and express our sincere gratitude for accepting invitation on behalf of the Karnataka State Rural Development and Panchayat Raj University. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Further, I extend a warm welcome to our beloved Vice Chancellor and the Registrar, Professor Dr. S.V. Nadgaudar sir, without whom we are incomplete. On behalf of the Department of Commerce, I express our sincere thanks for giving us an opportunity to arrange the 7 days national webinar series. Sir, I welcome you on behalf of the Department of Commerce in absentia. Further, I also would like to welcome Dr. Abdul Aziz, Assistant Director, Center for Training, Publication and Supervision. I welcome you, sir. Last but not the least, I also welcome all the course coordinator, faculty members, students of all the departments and all the participants to the national level webinar series. So, dear friends, here I would like to note one point that we are happy to share that we have received around more than 2,500 registrations across the nation. We have also received the many participants from the internationally also. So, we from the various universities, colleges and the various institutions as well. So here with this brief introduction and the brief introduction regarding the live webinar series, I hand over the session to the Professor S.A. Siddhanti. Sir, session is yours, sir, please.
Okay, thank you very much on this occasion. Let us start the day. Good morning to all of you. Namaskar, Yellarigu. Honorable Vice Chancellor of Karnataka State Rural Development and Panchayat Raj University, Dr. Nadgaudar. Professors, academicians, research scholars, students, consultants, and brothers and sisters across the country and the world. At the outset, we all of us thank and express gratitude to health warriors of the present virus COVID-19, all the governments in the entire world, prime ministers, ministers, executives, political leaders, social leaders, police personnel, military personnel, doctors, nurses, brothers and sisters, media family across the world for their selfless sacrifices to serve the humankind. Hats off to them for their splendid service, making us more comfortable. I believe the nature Almighty records all their services and provides all the support in their future life. Let me take this opportunity and thank the Karnataka State Rural Development and Panchayat Raj University for giving me the opportunity to share my experiences. Let me give some brief idea in the beginning about the existing situation. When we talk contemporary challenges, what's the present situation? Let me just highlight in short, then link with the cooperatives as the entire, the thought process goes. There are people thought that the life is very easy and is going on, but there are very few weeks where decades happen. This is the quote by Vladimir Lenin, which reminds that we have to take life easily, but also take preventions and precautions to be more natural in the protection of environment and mankind. A long time ago in 19...
Siddhanti.
Sir?
Yoshi ಅವರೇ, ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತಿ ಅವರು ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ series of webinars ಇವತ್ತು ಅವ್ರದ್ದು.
A long time ago in 1918, Spanish flu infected 500 million people, about 40, and killed almost 50 million people in those times. The present COVID-19 quickly spread around the world, and the sheer number of people have been infected, creating stress and threat to humankind, which has forced to take social distancing measures as a preventive measures. The reflection of present virus, holding up a mirror to everybody to ask ourselves to who we really are, as well as testing quality of leadership, sacrifice of n number of people in the world, the arrogance, the conflicts, the human concern to protect the human values, and the harmful stupidity. So the whole reflection of present virus has created a different scenario, both the positive contribution by many and also the negative infections within the society. The virus has been a great leveler, affecting people irrespective of their wealth and social status. So the whole scenario has taught us that 760 crores on this planet as one village, one family. The entire globe is one family where all are equal, all are human beings. So it has made a great leveler. Let us not think that somebody is rich or poor for the sake of the present environment. If the question of equality comes, irrespective of caste, race, or religion, I think the peace really prevails and the nature acknowledges, and such kind of situations can be faced by humankind when equality persists. The virus could spread far and deep, and the early estimates from the UN Conference on Trade and Economic Development for the global economy has estimated a kind of, the infection to the extent of $1 to $2 trillion. So the whole world is affected. The business cycles are really disturbed. So the entire business processes and the commerce linkages have been really taken off. Therefore, there's a huge economic distress and the loss. So the present situation is a testing time. But let all of us on this planet, as one family, as members of the global family, let us remember, as we sow, so we reap. Madidunno Maraya. The way in which we sow, the same thing we are going to reap it. So the globalization has made the entire globe to be more and more economically developed with so many materialistic expectations, and few rich countries becoming richer and richer, and large number of poor countries becoming poorer. There's a big gap, and mismatches are there. On one hand, the economic development goes, and few are becoming rich, creating a big gap. So too much is too bad has resulted, and that has become a big challenge, how to really set right. Too much greed in the process of globalization has been penetrated. Very few countries, let us not name anyone, because when I say global family, let us take one family, all human beings, and earth is human, and let us say that let us help each other is a cooperation which I am going to present. But too much greed to any individual or a family or a country or countries definitely results in the imbalances. And that is the process of globalization. Nature has given a straight acknowledgement, which is not correctable by anybody, for unnatural, unethical practices. That's the result of COVID-19, which has not come abruptly. It has come with a long process of infections, mismatches, ill treatment, creating rich and poor a wider gap. So there's a need to conceive for every individual. Every human being has got a self-respect to be treated with honor. Therefore, there's a need to conceive organic, ethical, natural thinking process of changing lifestyles. It's not materialistic way of making concentration of wealth in few and making others poor and make few people rich. Those days are gone, and the lockdown period has really taught us how a person should be so simple. So change of lifestyle and natural lifestyles are the need of our without harming and warming the universe or the nature. That is a signal given by the nature, and people across the world have realized and should realize that henceforth it's not the materialistic acquisition or concentration, it's a sharing of the wealth, making others more comfortable. See that all are taken into confidence as a family so that this life becomes beautiful. But I'm very optimistic that Kalai Tasmei Namaha, as the time changes, things happen. In case you have done the best to the humankind and to the universal environment, the best peaceful environment persists. In case we have created infection among ourselves, the same infection has become infectious. That's becoming the virus. Without blaming anybody, we have to blame the whole global process. Thereby, the situation, the present existing situation, like a contemporary issues, definitely signals and warrants the deglobalization for a certain period, that you can't take it for granted that you can really move across and make things happen for business to make money and to mint money and disturb the systems. Making people to stay at home for the few periods and making the people to work at home, see that the process and the commercial operations really take place, and make the life very, very simple with a social distancing process. We cannot really take it for granted that the socialization, male and female, going into the line as they like, has already created a number of diseases in the world earlier. But this time, it has come to the panic that you can't be nearer to somebody. Social distancing is the need of the thinking process of the whole globe and the members of the global family to be more humanistic humanity, helping each other, living together, working together, and thereby the whole world nowadays suffers. The art of living together is a big problem. The selfish attitude, the acquisition, and making few people to grow at the cost of somebody creates something odd situation. Therefore, there's a need of our for art of living together. So let me just give the feeling of philosophy, because the whole cooperation is a way of life. It is a state of mind. It speaks about the quality of heart and the mind. And thereby, the philosophy of life on this planet is beautiful. The whole universe is beautiful. It's an infinity. It's a borderless, colorless, and having it's a wide range which cannot be really counted, cannot be measured, the whole universe and the globe. Thereby, all living creatures, including human beings, have entered the planet. Live and let live. We are here to demonstrate our living, make others comfortable, make universe respectable, make the entire peaceful atmosphere being created. Ultimately, there is an exit. So there's a birth and death. In between, there's a living. And this quality of living, not for selfish attitude, but for others to be comfortable and sharing with others is the need of our. And if that persists in any region, I think peace prevails and the universe is peaceful, nature is peaceful, and such kind of COVID-19, what we are facing, will never come, should never come. Let us pray for the best. So this is a little background which I had as a teacher in the mind that we are here to live and exit. Let me start the cooperative sector in the present scenario, keeping this as a background. Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Entire universe is one family where 7.6 billion population, 760 crores as one section of humanity. Cooperation implies working together with a sense of brotherhood for the welfare of members. We come together, put money to see that members are benefited. And the cooperatives entered as a system, neither a capitalism nor a socialism. It is a third sector, it's a midway. And cooperatives, by virtue of their organizational and management capacities, have proved to create cooperative economy along with the capitalistic and central planned economies as a parallel sort of economy. And the World Economic Forum at Davos in Switzerland, every year it holds a meeting to discuss about the economic status of the whole globe. 1% of the world population owns 50% wealth of the whole world, creating economic inequality due to the consequences of the globalization. 85, the corporate individuals of the world own $21 trillion wealth, which are unrecorded, unaccounted. So only few people becoming rich and rich, making others people, poor and poorer, resulting into so many conflicts in the world. Peace being really destructed because of these imbalances. At the global level, you can say 100 countries having 100 crore members with 20 lakh cooperatives, with 250 crores people are in the social and economic relationship. This is a very silent, natural, organic cooperative system in the world without any publicity, without making any sort of propaganda, but they serve each other like a family and create peace throughout the world, which is demonstrated successfully, especially in the European countries, in the developed countries, along with in Asian countries like Japan. In India, we have 8 lakh cooperatives with 30 crore members dealing with agricultural, credit, consumer, labor, fisheries, health, transport, and etc. There are more than 250 varieties of cooperatives throughout the country. The cooperative believes in what equality, bringing people together irrespective of gender, race, religion, politics, and culture. And that's what the 7 principles of cooperatives, if they are really implemented in toto, that becomes a very dynamic model to face any situation. Open and voluntary membership. Members are invited without irrespective of caste and creed. Democratic functioning, taking the feelings of the members and directors, decisions are taken as per the law, as per the expectations of members. Members' economic participation. Member comes and puts a share, deposits, and deals with economic activity. So throughout the globe, when we talk, the European countries and developed countries have got 100% economic participation. But in a country like India, the cooperatives emerged as a government policy. And because of that, the economic participation in the cooperatives is not that dynamic or not that progressive. Hardly 1/3 of the cooperatives are more active in our country. But rest of the world, members join to become member and live together and take part as and when, and there's a total 100% participation. There's autonomy and freedom among the members that they don't depend on the government. They depend on themselves financially, and they always look to the welfare of the people and support the government in different ways. There is a concept called what? Education, training, and publicity. They provide education to members to create awareness. They train their personnel to upgrade their skills, and they give information to the members and the across the entire universe about their activities. Very important part for COVID-19. The principle is, in fact, is cooperation among cooperatives. Very, very important. All the cooperatives have to cooperate each other to really fight with this kind of stress and to support the humanity and to help the distressed people and to support the health warriors in facing the situation. That principle is cooperation among cooperatives. Sixth principle. The seventh principle is need of our concern for community. So cooperatives are, as an economic system, they put money and earn money to upgrade the economic level of the members, but in the process, they try to protect the environment, peace, and the culture, and help the society and the community for a larger interest called concern for community, looking into the health, the education, the transport, and the solar energy and the wind energy, and see that the Swachhata Andolan or cleaning systems in the country prevail upon under the principle of what? Conserve for community, which is very important to face the entire COVID-19. All these principles are built in, but practically when the cooperatives are progressing economically, if all members are treated on par, and if all members know their rights and duties without differentiation, without rich and poor, without feudal look, I think that cooperative system becomes an organic system which supports the country, universe, and can fight with this kind of the COVID-19 situation. The cooperation had demonstrated in the past that cases of emergency and in events of natural disasters and other calamities, cooperatives have always been in the forefront due to their closeness with their members and communities. The cooperatives stood firmly along with the governments. Whatever they were asked to do, cooperatives are always supporting in implementing the government policies in the world. The cooperatives have provided opportunities of development to the communities and never been in conflict with the government. Cooperatives observed a code of conduct and adopted in accordance with the existing changing world economies. There's a consideration called International Cooperative Alliance. Before highlighting this, the cooperative as an economic system, the cooperative economy as a system emerged in the world because of the tussle between the capitalist and the workers during the Industrial Revolution in England. The capitalists started exploiting the workers, taking more work from them and paying less. And Robert Owen really entered into the scenario, the father of the cooperative movement from England, who really made marvelous sort of interpretation of humanity, equality, ethical values, impressed upon the entire European countries that living together, working together, and cooperation is the only solution to bring equality. Based on this, the first cooperative, 1844, Rochdale Equitable Pioneer Society, was started by 28 weavers with the 28 pounds in order to purchase their basic necessaries, the food grains, directly from producer and distribute to members at a reasonable price, and see that the middlemen are eradicated and capitalists are really faced upon. That's what 1844 Rockley Equitable Pioneer Society is still surviving with more than 5 lakh members, with 7 lakh pounds turnover, with 25 customer services, as a honeybee, as a palm tree, which is going, people come and go, but the society remains the same, as a concern for community, as a welfare for members, and support to the government, still surviving because of what? Equality. Because of non-dependence on the government, no question of political interference, no caste, no religion. All are members of the same family. That's a real model which can be really learned and demonstrated through the world. In the process, the successful cooperatives emerged in European countries, and then the European countries thought of forming their own platform called International Cooperative Alliance, was established in 1895 in Geneva, and which is a network of all the cooperatives in the world, and which has really passed successfully till now. In this particular situation also, ICA is supporting through that. ICA has already been there since 1895 and able to face 2 world wars, could also solve some issues during Industrial Revolution era, the Great Economic Depression in 40s, changes in the colonial rules, emergence of new political and economic entities, and emergence of the World Trade Organization. ICA could understand the problems and find out the strategies, found out solution for the cooperatives, how to cope up with these changes in the changing scenario by providing skills, information, roadmap, and literatures, and conducting seminars and workshops to give motivation to the members of this ICA throughout the world. So ICA is the front line to support and face and help the rest of the world in facing the COVID-19 in the present situation. ICA is playing a key role in the present scenario by providing information, training, guidance, skills required to face the COVID-19 in different parts of the world to their members through technology. Let me put some ideas about how the cooperatives across the world have taken part in the present situation. Just a flashback. The developed nations are in the front line because of awareness, because of members' economic participation. Therefore, they are able to mobilize more resources to provide relief to their workers, members, and communities. In the routine process, they have their own share capital and their resources, but they have mobilized extra resources to the contingency fund, to see that their employees, like colleagues, their members, and the communities are really supported with the finance resources. The local and national governments to integrate cooperatives. So cooperatives are working with the local authorities, municipal authorities, and also the national government to see that their programs and their action plan are implemented, and for which cooperatives are stretching their hands and joining with them, especially in the European countries. The secondary and territory level of cooperatives are really in the front line in providing the foodstuffs, the health remedies, and education, transport, and helping the needy and distressed people throughout the European countries. The workplaces have been taken as a safety measures by providing congenial working conditions. Cleaning and public hygiene have been really taken off as a measure in the present scenario. Social distancing has been really practiced very seriously throughout the world, and the legal cooperatives of the Italy or Canada or Tunisia, some of the countries have been in the front line in managing the present situation. The internal operation management, especially most of the cooperatives like consumer cooperatives, marketing cooperatives, insurance and health cooperatives, including the credit cooperatives, are in network of bringing a lot of business, exchange of information, and exchange of their logistic facilities, so that cooperatives are having some support among the cooperatives. What I told you about cooperation among cooperatives have been built inside in the present time. See that all cooperatives are really helping the entire situation along with their economic activities of their own regime, especially in USA, UK, Finland. The people are really in the front line demonstrating cooperation among cooperatives. Worker protection, very important, especially in USA and UK. They have modified the paid time time off policies to ensure that the workers who are absent do not suffer from the loss of pay. So workers who are unable to come to the working situation are really compensated and paid. They are not disturbed economically. Higher paid workers deciding to take pay cut to compensate lower paid workers during lockdown. In Spain, especially, some of the cooperatives at the higher level, they reduced their salaries, and to the extent what they reduced, they compensated to the lower paid workers who are unable to attend to the working. See that live together, work together like a family under the present situation is really excellent demonstration of cooperative as an excellent humanist system, creating new jobs to address the upgrading demand in the retail sector. Especially in UK, they started really appointing new sort of youngsters whenever the people are unable to join the work. They are encouraging the new jobs. See that the people are giving employment and the work really goes on. Providing child care services without fees, especially the mid-counties cooperatives in UK. The supply chain stabilization. The supply chain stabilization, cooperatives are really involved in protecting smallholders, farmers, product producers, keeping the food value chain alive. The intention of the cooperatives in the present scenario is bring customers nearer to the producers. Avoid the middleman in between. See that the vegetables and the fruits reach to the real customers as well as possible before they are perished, one part, and the intervention of middlemen are taken off, and the supply chain has been rationalized in many countries. Production, innovation, and adaptation. Industrial cooperatives, especially, including especially in Argentina, and along with the SEVA, an important organization from India, they are all shifting the production towards much needed supplies like. Along with their routine producers producing their own consumer goods, some of the industrial cooperatives in Argentina, they started producing hand sanitizers, face masks, and distributing the health kit to high-risk population and frontline workers as a support measure for healthcare. We have an excellent organization in India, hats off to Madam Ella Bhatt, Self-Employed Women Association, SEVA, especially in Ahmedabad and across the country, attracting all our sisters who are really not really supported economically. They have been motivated to work with the skills, with the tailoring, embroidery, and see that they have given economic status. And this SEVA, along with the networking of their own cooperatives throughout the country, they are producing the sanitizers, face masks, and health kit, and really helping the needy people. And this SEVA has become a global brand that the cooperatives are in the front line to serve the needy people in the present crisis. Broadening access to relevant information, especially the cooperative networks, the cooperatives which are strong in the technological field, they are making surveying member organization of the impact of this COVID-19. So through the software and technology, they try to send the questionnaires, get the in fact reflections and the feedback and the problems of the members, and create the solutions to members, and everything is exchanged online. Especially the Australia and Japan have been in the forefront to know the vibrations of members, their problems, and for which solutions, and how these cooperatives can really take part in the community to support the country and to support the global entire scenario. Preparing video messages, WhatsApp groups, question answers, guidance notes, establishing online resource platforms, and organizing webinars like this to give the HR solutions, legal and risk management advice to members cooperatives on the present situation, so that the needed people, the needed personnel, needed cooperators are getting better sort of strategies and directions from the cooperatives to face the present situation, so as to run the economic activities along with a restricted life, and to see that you take care of yourself, maintaining the social distancing. Keeping the all preventive measures, we have to run the economy and we have to run our economic operation, which is done in many countries because of the technological development, especially the information technology is a boon in the present scenario, which has helped the globe to be united. And today, a teacher like me, is able to talk and share with you. Hats off to technology. Because of that, we are able to understand, react, find solution, and be motivated in any part of the world. So Seva, the cooperatives are doing this kind of supporting the entire systems, technology systems, and UK, USA, Colombia, they're in the front line to use technology to help their members and the rest of their country citizens in solving their problems. Support for customers and communities. Agricultural and retail cooperatives in production and distribution of food and other necessities are really helping the needy people who cannot go to the shops. In the European countries and some of the countries, like including Japan, the old age people, the senior citizens are more. They're unable to go to the shops individually. So these agriculture retail cooperatives are taking, in fact, their requirements online, and they have a team to see that they are supplied at the doorstep, and the people are really helping the needy people during this crisis. Ensuring the safety of shoppers and workers, especially the Brazil, Italy, UK, Netherlands, Denmark, Switzerland, Japan, are in the taking full steps to see that their workers, their employees, their entire colleagues are really protected, and including the consumers who are coming to the shops are really taken care by taking all preventive measures. Working with the community partners in responding to school closures, so that to provide lunch boxes to disadvantaged children, especially in Japan and Korea and rest of the world. Naturally, online schools have been started. Children are able to get their entire day-to-day inputs from their teachers online. Technology has really supported in the present situation for online coaching and online teaching, online schooling.
Q&A ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಲ್ಲ
Health
ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು
health cooperatives, putting in place the e-learning is designed to help people cope up with the mental stress of this pandemic and lockdown period. There's a lot of stress among many people. Anxiety is there, depressions are there. So cooperative college in UK and in Ireland, including Ethiopia, have started some beautiful models. Beautiful question of training the people through the e-learning, that they can really listen to some of the modules, see that how stress management can be really taken off, eradicated, how anxiety and depressions can be faced, what are the natural processes. So people are guiding their members, people are guiding the citizens in the open platform as a support and to face the present scenario. Consumer, housing, and financial cooperatives. These kind of societies are waiving the late fees for paying the loan installment, electricity bills, especially in USA and Spain, providing broadband services to support affected school system, enabling online classes for high school and students, and also the government strategies that integrate cooperatives to implement strategies to face COVID-19. It has become a common phenomenon that all the governments and the cooperatives and the governments are integrated, working together in different sort of platforms. See that government and the cooperatives are in the front line to take care of the health, education, logistics, environment, food supply, banking services, insurance services together, so that the crisis can be really mitigated, can be faced with all strong and strength, because involvement of cooperatives really support the government. Government can really execute the plan successfully. The present challenges, especially to face the COVID-19 or the situation, every sector, both credit and non-credit. When you talk about credit, both cooperative banks and the credit societies, one part, and the non-credit like consumer, marketing, labor, health, transport cooperatives of n number of cooperatives have to reinvent themselves to survive. They have to make redesigning of their own plans. It's as good as zero budgeting, as if there are no sales, as if there are no inflows. How to face it? How to raise the capital? And see that the emergency and contingency fund is created, and the economic action plan is put into place, purchase and sale, purchase, produce and sale, and provide services. So redesigning and reinventing is a challenge for which the cooperatives have to take the help of some consultants and see that they make strategic planning. India has to make an exercise in building institutional and governance capacity, which is already being started and the central government and all state governments are really dynamic and really proactive, irrespective of the political parties. All are working unitedly, and all skillful and universities, research institutes, professionals, consultants, corporate are all working together. Only thing is, it has to come in a harmony. It has to come as a national agenda, then regional agenda, and the action plan should really penetrate at the grassroots level is a challenge. Preparing macro plan, converting to micro plan, and further micro hand over to the deputy commissioner of a particular district and the taluka mandal to see that the action plan is implemented and the farmers and the members and citizens at every village under control of taluka district are taken care by the state and all the states at the national level. It's a totally a two-way process of involvement of the central state government along with the cooperatives of this country or rest of the world. Healthcare is the basic focus challenge. Now we have more health conscious now. We started behaving as we like, eating as we like, and the situation has told, don't behave what you have done, behave what is expected, and thereby the public health departments and the staff, personnel, brothers, sisters, doctors of the entire country, in the world, whatever may be, have built capacity and efficacy almost overnight. At the end of 2019, the entry of this virus and slowly spread and across spread very seriously. And within a shortest time, the healthcare logistic team in this our country or across the world have done marvelous work. Hats off to them. And our public communications and disaster preparedness function have matured tremendously because of the technology, the logistic preparation, and the teamwork, and prepare to work and serve the community in spite of differences here and there. But that has not come in the serious picture. People have become very, very dynamic. Cooperation between the government officials with all the ministers and all the political parties together are giving the suggestion for betterment, and they're working very, very seriously throughout the world, and that also in our country. The virus benefit should never be taken as a benefit. The virus is a serious danger to the whole universe. But however, in our country, there is Serum Institute of India at Pune has started developing the coronavirus vaccine, which is under demonstration along with the collaboration with the England. If it succeeds, I think this Serum Institute of India at Pune can be the front line to produce millions of vaccines and support the world and protect the humanity and humankind. Let us pray that all the research scholars and all the research laboratories in the world putting together will come out with a solution as one family to protect and make the human beings, more lovely and lively in the days to come. There's a challenge. It's not easy. Research has its own cycle. Sanitation and public hygiene is a challenge. In a country like India with 130 crores, 1,300 millions, it's a huge country, looks like a continent. Managing with 30 states with so many differences, and the unorganized sector is more than 85 to 88%. Managing this huge population with so many sort of variation is not an easy task. We cannot blame anybody, but there's a need for supporting and strengthening the sanitation, the public hygiene at the grassroots level, at the village level, starting the schools and colleges and the offices and societies and the farmers in the farmer area. That should be at the ground level. So it requires a lot of social and voluntary organizations and cooperatives came in the front line to support the village panchayats, to village the voluntary organization, working together. They have to create awareness, they have to provide some resources, and they have to create the environment for public hygiene. Intra-government collaboration is the need of our throughout the world, and that too in our country, that all the states have to work along with the central, and central will have to go along with the vibrations and expectation of state, and there should be a proper coordination. synchronization between the central government with all the state governments, between themselves, if it goes in a harmonious, in a humanitarian ground, keeping all our differences aside, and the focus is to protect the universe, the people, the citizens, and the country, both economic system, social systems, and the entire environment. It requires total cooperation among cooperatives, one part, cooperation among the governments of the whole system, both central and the state governments, along with the corporations, municipal authorities, etc. Reducing dependence on the animal product is the need of our human beings have to become more organic and natural. And thereby, if we start slowly reducing our dependence on animal products for our day-to-day life, I think the lifestyle may change and the health of the human beings may change. To that extent, this kind of situation maybe can be, will be eradicated. The earlier experiments of this world has really taught us. In spite of that, we are not able to cope up. HIV came abruptly because of a number of reasons the whole world knows. It has not come abruptly. That's the acknowledgement of our own sort of indiscipline, odd lifestyles, odd relationships. It has really created SARS, SARS, Nipah, Ebola, swine flu, all have come, been faced by the universe, and really could resist. Taking this as a kind of a lesson being taught by the nature, and COVID-19 has come abruptly after a number of years. It's a high time for all of us to learn ourselves, our lifestyle, and put our efforts to reduce dependence on the animal products. 30% of the Indians are vegetarians, whatever may be, veg or non-veg. It's a lifestyle. There is definitely a direction and a clue that most of the countries are thinking about deglobalization and protectionism. Every country would like to be more protective, may start interacting with the countries if they are really comfortable. If their ethical values and their intentions are good, they may start dealing. Otherwise, globalization has created imbalances. Now there's a need for deglobalization. This is from the point of the present COVID-19 as a whole. Let me put the cooperatives in place to face the situation. To begin with, the first challenge in the cooperatives and the present scenario is cooperative selfless leadership. Cooperative leadership in the sense the cooperative leader has to be really respectful and mature to manage all the political parties and all the communities, who has to demonstrate he is a selfish, he is a selfless character. So selfless cooperative leadership should have a clear vision how this society can really grow, make our community, our taluka, district, state, nation, and the world can really grow in a healthy way. So the visionaries are required with a clear-cut mission, the principles to be carried out, and clear-cut objectives. Ultimately, it should be on the human development and community development. See that the corporate leaders develop their own colleagues like directors, develop their own members as entrepreneurs, and all of them will stand, which they never depend on the government, but they themselves will come on their own and support the government, support the community. There's a challenge. So there is a need for creating awareness about the rights, duties of members, rights and duties of directors and executives. If all of them know their rights and duties and responsibilities, and if all of them work in a holistic way, in a humanistic way, as a team, like a family, keeping our positions quite away. Maybe the chairman is also the first servant. Maybe the colleague who is serving with the other employees, like a tender, but he's also a member of family. The positions are created by the nature of our birth, but all are human beings and working together. That awareness among the members and directors, like a family, is a challenge. Because in a country like India, our cooperatives are really came into existence as a government policy. It's not member driven. It's a government program and policy. Unlike in the other countries, it's a need of the members to form and 100% members support. But here our cooperatives are really under the control of the government, the bureaucratic system, the political system, and to that extent, the directors, chairman, and members really should demonstrate as they are ethical, they're strong with the moral values, and they're concerned with the community, and they support government for their programs in the welfare of members is a challenge. Strengthening the institution. So the management committee members and the executives, if they are professionals, if they are skillful, if they are knowledgeable, they can provide quick services and reduce the cost, generate income, see that the members are benefited economically, and also they can support the government by paying taxes. And all these cooperatives really make economic activity in both production, distribution, and financial services, giving employment to the people and providing tax. If that is strengthened with a financial discipline, I think cooperatives can really help the government, and the present situation can be mitigated with a financial support. That means financial discipline is a challenge. Professionalization for better governance. The challenge is how to bring the right man and right job, the well-qualified personnel into the system is a challenge. Recruitment should never occur because of influences, not based on the money. And how to bring the right people on the right job and make the entire cooperatives more skillful is, it depends upon the corporate leadership, selfless, dedicated leaders. Active participation. Members should really, it's a two-way traffic. They not only to borrow money from the society, but they should also transact by keeping deposit, or they can buy. Members are not here only to take loan and go away. Members are here as members of family, as owners. They keep deposits, they borrow when they want. They also buy along with the services provided, and they should be actively involved. Active participation is a challenge that depends upon the quality of management, quality of the directors, executives who provide customer services, who create congenial atmosphere. Members should be motivated by them, and that is a challenge. There should be some rewards and satisfaction in the present scenario. The employees who are really dedicated and sincere and really giving sacrifice in the health cooperatives, especially leaving their families aside, they are in the front line to support the entire COVID-19 in serving the needy patients. At that time, we should give them rewards. We should give them financial incentive or recognition so that their morale will be uplifted. Timely and quality service by employees should be supported and acknowledged. Members who are really having the highest transaction should be really motivated with extra dividend. So those who really take part more should be motivated, which is happening in the European countries, that the dividend goes to a member, higher dividend to the member who has got the highest involvement in the activities like highest purchase. So based on the quantum of purchases and the ratio of purchases, the dividend will be really distributed to see that the members are motivated for economic participation. The flow of information. Yes, the flow of information. Every society has to generate the information. Now the media, the technology, and the information technology, satellites, everything, they provide information 24 hours. They should really have the market intelligence in knowing about the market scenario, the climate zones, the prices, the safety measures, all these things if they start providing to the members. For example, consumer societies, the latest arrivals and the discounts and the concession and the strategies for purchasing at right time, marketing societies, agriculture societies, they go on guiding them from time to time. Online, I think farmers get solution without waste of time. Especially in case of mangrove. In case of mangrove, there's a Camco. There's a society called Camco, which is a multi-state cooperative organization headed by Sri Satish Chandra, the chairman, an eminent cooperator, highly dedicated, highly down-to-earth in cooperative field, has demonstrated that they have an app and the farmers can raise question and the directors, chairman, and executives will be in the line and they solve the problems in the local language and see the solutions given every morning, evening, and throughout the day, the farmers are at rest. And especially they really procure the coke. And now they are using the technology, especially in Camco and Mangalore, that the coke has been dried in the field itself through technology. And after converting the wet coke into dried coke, they are bringing it to the particular factory like Puttur to produce the chocolates. So our cooperatives are really working very, very professionally, sincerely, without much propaganda. They are really in concern with the entirely consumers and the members. And the Camco is the front line in the present situation, providing guidance, helping the farmers, and giving health tips, and see that the members are taken care of. Marketing with advantage. The farmers or the producers at the bottom level, especially in agriculture products, should have the freedom to sell to whomsoever they like. But the system in the particular situation is that they depend on some people who provide them quick cash, and the middle people or the middlemen, they provide cash to the farmers who are really happy with the retail money, but they really take advantage in disposing of the produce at a higher price. So that scenario is persisting. But in the present situation, the cooperative should bring a direct contact with the farmers and the consumers, farmers and the organizations, so that the farmers should get a better price, right price, and the middlemen, as far as possible, if they are really taken off and the prices are really maintained, both the consumers and the farmers and producers are really on the right path, which is the need of our, which is missing here. Cooperation among cooperatives and concern for community, which I told you, has to be taken seriously, that really needs the active participation by the cooperative leaders. The issues of governance is a challenge in the present scenario in our country, especially. The best practices. I've seen a bank called Bhagini Niveta Cooperative Bank in Pune, managed by all sisters, entirely by women folk. If the bank starts at 9 o'clock, they come at 8:30 from the back door. They make meditation and keep everything intact, the housekeeping, and all of them will be there in the places by 10 minutes to 9. And exactly at stroke 9, the branches are open. Consumers will feel that they're entering into either temple or gurudwara or mosque, that the people are ready to serve. This is the best practice. What they want is the customer when enters, he feels that they are in place without tension, which I have seen practically. Yes, there are a number of consumer and marketing societies, especially in Kolhapur. There's a complex called Varna Bazaar. And especially in Varna Bazaar, looks like a small Lok Sabha there, where the marketing practices that all of them meditate and they go to the particular working places and they're ready to serve the customers with a smile face, listening to them, solving their problems on the spot and giving it reasonable price. Like that, there are a number of societies in the country who are really having the best practices, and those practices should be really put on the soft mode, see that those practices should be spread across the country and everybody should know about the best practice. Ethical issues which are to be really counted is seriously the code of conduct and selfless leaders, harmonious relationship between the board of directors and executives. If the chairman and the chief executives are really working together for common interest, the society grows and they can really face this kind of challenge. But if board of directors and chief executives and directors are on crisscross or on different lines, I think the whole society suffers. Facing this kind of situation is ruled out. Rather, the society itself may not really work professionally. Therefore, in the present scenario, to highlight some of the successful cooperative organizations who are still strong and can face any situation in any time, that Rockley Equitable Pioneer Society is a pioneer who provide, in fact, the best cooperator in the world as a Rockley Prize. Our Dr. Korean Sahib, who is the backbone for the entire dairy sector for the whole country. It's a great phenomena and a great humanitarian personality, who has been given Rockley, the award, which shows a personality at a global level. Amul started with hardly few sisters. Today, it has got more than 40 lakh members, sisters as one organization, with more than 118 lakh liters per day, with more than 50,000 crores of turnover. supplying the goods throughout the country and across as an international brand as Amul is the phenomena of the mothers, sisters, and entire fraternity of the Amul. Hats off to Dr. Kohen Sahib and the executives and personnel and the Amul family to demonstrate as one of the successful cooperative and can face any challenge. And this COVID-19 has been taken care of by Amul for their members, for their employees, and also support to the central government and the state government with the finance, with the strategies for coping with the present scenario. There is one more society called Totagar Sales Society, Cooperative Society in Shirsi. Shantaram Hegde Sahib is the chairman who works like a normal human being, Aam Aadmi, correct? Who works 24 hours and sits to the members, sits to the employees, solve the problems, and they have got their department stores where the members will get all the day-to-day dinsi, what we call your day-to-day rations, at a very reasonable price, at a concessional price, providing day-to-day necessities, healthcare, transport, education, medical facilities, under one umbrella, like a multi-purpose society, especially in Sirsi, Apna Bazaar, the Ashok Mehta ji, the supporter for consumer cooperative society, consumer societies in the country. Apna Bazaar is the best model in Mumbai. People never go to the malls. They go to their own society, stand in the queue, buy the right quality at right price. These are the people who support and have demonstrated the best governance. And especially there is one society in Maharashtra near Narayangaon called the Prathamika Agriculture Cooperative Society in Narayangaon, which is having 10 villages having members, and all the members elect the board of directors, and all the board of directors are from different political parties. And before the board meeting starts, they make some sort of, the recitation of the oath. We, as the members of the board of directors, take decision in the interest of the members of society, protect the entire village and the farmers and agriculture, and support the government on ethical grounds within the legal framework, irrespective of political parties. And recovery of the loan is more than 98%, and reserve fund is enlarged. And they are able to now protect the farmers with a better health kit, with the better health services, because their financial position, their financial systems, and ethical leadership, governance are making more strong, and they can face any situation, including the Belgaum District Central Corporate Bank, the South Canara District Central Corporate Bank, having a higher recovery of more than 98% because of the better practices, governance of those banks in this entire field.
Hello, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sir, shall I interrupt you, sir?
Yes, yes. Now I think my time has come. Tell me.
Sir, please just summarize the things, sir. That's it, sir.
Okay. I'll conclude.
Please. Thank you.
Summarize whole fine.
Thank you, sir. No problem.
My friend, at the outset, the God has given this opportunity to share my experiences, to share my experiences to all my brothers and sisters and members of this global family. I'm fortunate to send my voice and feeling to you. In the process, I try to tell the law of the philosophical life, the karma siddhanta, and therefore whatever we do the best results will come. And thereby living together and working together as an economic system, as an organic system like the cooperative economy, supporting both capitalist economy and the socialist economy, which is working in the front line with active participation, without much propaganda, without much sort of publicity, and is able to face the present situation, taking their members and their objectives concerned, running their economic activities, supporting the government and the other agencies to execute the present action plan for facing the COVID-19 throughout the globe, especially the European countries and the Japan and USA, which are highlighted, and also with the Indian situation, where the Indian system as perceive the central government and all the state governments, with the existing ruling party and political parties, with the entire professionals, doctors, nurses, executives, volunteers, media as such, very important backbone, are all doing as a network, as one family, irrespective of rich or poor, and all of them have felt that we are one, and all our brothers and sisters has become a common phenomena, and this cooperation is a way of life, is just like a way of breathing, which is infinity, cannot be just measured in terms of money, and let us follow cooperation as a way of life, and support this COVID-19. And let me pray that this virus will go naturally, provided we all make prayers and send the alpha rays, positive rays in the universe, and that itself is improving the peace and kick off the virus through human prayers. Prayers are a must. Let me conclude the last citation. Arogyam, Ayusham, Samrakshnam, Udyogam, Sarvarogam Madam, Niswartham, Sakaram, Sakaram, Sakaram. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Sarve Jana Sukhina Bhavantu. Let all of us work for each other and support each other. Kottiddu Tanage, Bachittidu Pararge. Whatever is given back to the needy people, given to all living creatures, is a support of the whole nature, will come back to you as a peace, not in terms of materialist value. That's the need of our work. Let us work as a family. This beautiful planet can be respected by giving rightful natural actions by supporting environment. Let us make good prayers. Thanks a lot. All the best. Hats off to all of you. Thank you very much.
Sir. Thank you very much, Professor S.S. Siddhanti, sir, for delivering a wonderful session on the contemporary challenges in the cooperative sector. Sir has explained the role of the cooperative sector in developing the economic system, as well as the great economic depressions has been faced by the world in the many times. Also, the role of these cooperative sectors, how it has been helping in the as well in the period of these sectors of the in the recent trends also. Quickly, we'll go for the some questions here again now. We will go ahead and take some time for the questions now. Just a reminder for all that, please to be sure that you are going to type your questions in the question box, and there are few questions has been raised. I just would like to bring in the notice of the Professor S.S. Siddhanti, sir. The relevant questions such as about the one question that has been raised, sir. How this cooperative has been working for the tackling of the present problem, and also it has been believed that the prices of the cooperative products are costlier compared to the existing products. So any explanations for this, sir?
Okay. Right. The question is right. And my feeling about this is cooperative as a system, and it has been worked in a professional way as a member-centric, as a system to support government and the welfare of members in the rest of the world. The answer becomes simple, that the members are getting the goods at a very, very reasonable price because they are working unitedly, because there's no government interference. There is no government share capital. There's no bureaucracy. And there is no question of interference from any authorities. In case the cooperatives are highly independent and voluntarily involved, this kind of problem may not persist. But in case the marketing cooperative societies and some of the consumer cooperative societies, or the sugar cooperatives, or dairy cooperatives, whatever may be in our country, where the government share capital is there, when the government share capital comes in the picture to help the society, bureaucratic approach, or the legal framework, restrictions, variations within the ruling party, political party, for a betterment only, may persist in the process. The farmers or the consumers or members are really finding it difficult to get a better price. They may find it costly because they have to work within the system, which are under the control of the government and the bureaucratic approach. This becomes a big problem. It never occurs in case of the rock relay. It may not occur in Germany. It may not occur in Japan, where members are in society directly from producers and they deal with the members. But here, the midway it is. So if the cooperatives are autonomous in our country, this problem doesn't occur. If the cooperatives are really under control of the government system with their share capital and their intervention, these problems really come. It's a challenge for government also, how to make things happen, which people are watching. We have to listen to government and give suggestion. The time has come not to criticize anybody. The time has come here to give solution and to understand each other. And if the solutions are going and reaching government, government can also really prepare the better strategy in the days to come.
Sir, there is one more question that has been raised, sir.
Yes,
Reformation of the cooperative sector will impact on the rural economy. As well, the role of this cooperative sector for developing the agriculture sector in the post-COVID.
Please pardon, one agricultural.
Sir, one is that reformation of the cooperative sector will impact on the rural economy.
Fine.
As well, sir, the another question is that how far the cooperative sector will help in the developing the agriculture in the post-COVID.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, when we look into the reformation of the cooperatives in the rural economy, let us be very frank. cooperative leadership persists. It matters a lot. Because when you look into some of the cooperatives in our country, some of them are highly successful. Only because the cooperative leaders are so dynamic, along with the cooperative leaders, and they're working in harmony, and automatically they can swing and change according to the present scenario. But if the cooperatives are really, influenced by the political situations, influenced by the bureaucratic approach, this reformation of cooperative in the present in the farm rural economy becomes a challenge. It's very difficult. Especially we take the case of the sugar cooperatives, which are not successful. But in case of Gujarat, the sugar cooperatives on their own, without intervention of the government, they themselves pay back to the cane growers, and they see that all farmers are protected. When government interventions are withdrawn, this reformation of the cooperative rural economy becomes successful. You take the example of Amul, including Nandini, the KMF, hats off to our Karnataka Milk Federation. They are doing the best. Nandini is next to Amul. In spite of that, the government intervention approach may prevail, but the systems at the bottom level are so strong, the personnel are so having a team spirit, they are really making reformation in the cooperatives, dairy sector, especially in the rural economy. So my approach is reformation and the professional approach in the rural economy definitely persists, which depends on the cooperative leadership, who must be selfless, like we can say Tatya Sahib Kore, who made the entire marketing, consumer, banking, and agriculture cooperatives in Varna as a hub. No government share capital, more political intervention. He created the entire, small Lok Sabha there. Why should I go to Delhi? Let Delhi shall come to me. And therefore, the charisma of Lok Sabha he has built inside a small village, and people work together as a harmony. So if such cooperative leaders are selfless, people come along with that. I think whether they are there or not, the people can carry forward. It requires what? The presence of ethical, moral, selfless corporate leader down to earth. And few examples are there, but intervention of government, dependence on government, bureaucratic approach, dependable cooperatives, I don't believe that there's a need for reformation or there's a possibility of changing such cooperatives. Very difficult. This is my personal opinion. And in agriculture, yes, when you take agriculture, you see, government of India is naturally a representative, naturally, of the people of the country. We should respect every government. It's our government only. We have elected. Thereby, they provide money to the NABARD, in turn to the Apex, in turn to the DCCB, in turn to PACs and the farmers. Therefore, people are managing this Apex Cooperative Bank or DCCB or the PACs if they are on the right track, utilizing the public money for better cause. Again, the professional approach, ethical approach, and the intentions. And in case they really go as per the code of conduct, I think you can bring a lot of changes in the agricultural sector, provided this tier, Apex, DCCB, PACs, or SCRDBs, the State Cooperative Agricultural Development Bank and the Primary Agricultural Development Bank, these leaders for long-term loan, if they are on the right track, I think bringing the transformation agriculture becomes simple, but 20 to 30%, I can say they are on the right track because of the strong ethical cooperative leadership. Therefore, I referred some of the DCCBs and very few SCLDBs, correct? Most of them have closed because of lack of proper leadership. So cooperative leadership and committed leaders are a must, with government intervention, without government intervention. And that's the answer for reformation for real economy and for agriculture economy. Take Amul, IFCO, and Nandini, Camco, TSS, and see, there are a number of urban cooperative banks also, but they're all flourishing because of what? The cooperative leadership. So my feeling is leadership, executives, and ethical practices and code of conduct, if they are taken care, cooperative becomes a wonderful system to support any government. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Dear participants, is there anything else you wanted to be covered before we wrap up? If any things are there, kindly please raise your hands or else raise the questions in the chat box panel that is in front of you. The few questions has been raised with respect to the great loss to the cooperative due to the coronavirus, which has been already covered. Sir has explained in detailed manner, and also for the local products, how the current situation has been impacting on the cooperative societies and all. It has been covered since it has been explained already. If anything else to be covered, kindly raise the questions here, or else we just would like to feel that it looks like we have covered all of your questions, we believe. Anything else, dear participants? Fine, sir. Sir, I believe that we have all clarified all the doubts and questions which is there with our participants. Now, I request Dr. Abdul Aziz, sir, Assistant Director for the Center for the Training, Publications and Supervision, to put some remarks. Sir, please.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Okay.
Audible.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and good morning, sir, Siddhanti, sir, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to conclude this session. And the Karnataka State Rural Development and Panchayat Raj University, we are conducting, the MCOM department is conducting a series of webinar conferences on various issues. And today it was a very important issue. Sir Siddhanti, sir, you are well said regarding the cooperatives. I am really thankful to you for covering many of the subjects related to cooperatives, and also during this crisis period, how the cooperatives are functioning. Mainly, sir, as you rightly said, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, this is the right thing now, that everybody, every one of us, we should live, and the art of living is very important with this crisis situation. And cooperation among cooperatives, and also some other things like let live the people. And this is the hour where we, each of one of us, follow the concept of the principles of cooperation in our way of life. That is very well said, sir. And since I had worked earlier in Karnataka Milk Federation in the cooperative sector for more than 35, 36 years. As you said, certain problems are existing in cooperatives. However, as you rightly said, because of the strong cooperative sector in milk industry, they could able to provide milk to the consumers without any problem, and also they could able to provide sustainable income to the dairy farmers. That was one of the greatest thing has happened, not only in the country and also in particular in Karnataka, sir, because of the Karnataka Milk Federation in Nandini, it has happened. And somebody told that some of the cooperatives, somebody has raised the issue that some of the cooperatives are they are pricing high and all that. I don't think, especially in milk industry, because of its pure cooperative structure, I don't think they have increased their prices, and they have misutilized during this COVID situation. They are well organized, and that organization, as Siddhanti sir said, it is a carbon copy of Amul, and they are doing excellent job. And during this concluding session, sir, one thing that as Siddhanti sir has explained so many things, but one issue I want to raise, especially the challenging to the cooperatives, is that now that the reverse migration is happening, which was actually expected, rather it was reverse migration was supposed to happen on its own. People are asking for reverse migration. But because of this COVID situation, the reverse migration is happening. And now there is a lot of stress on cooperatives, as well as the villagers or the rural industry or the rural people. There will be a job problem. There will be a social problem if we don't provide a proper platform or a proper proper facilities to the people who have already migrated to the rural area. In this situation, sir, sir, just I wanted to ask you, how is that the cooperatives have to get prepared themselves during this reverse migration situation?
So nice to really listen to Dr. Ajit Saib.
Yes, yes, sir.
Feeling is, if the cooperatives are really dynamic and very active, taking all the resource perspective village itself, village taluka,
Yes,
doctors, volunteers, including young, making a small team, even contact with these migrated employees, how to motivate them and how to help them. I did not talking by or money, but I am telling them on humanistic way, providing different places. So a separate has to be created by society alone cannot do.
Exactly.
the poverty leader, director, executive can pinpoint some of the people in their respective form as a frontline team, migrated people, always. And the people with richness come forward, not to tax us. Contingent also be created that well fed with the food or better facility, but see that there's skill oriented guidance, information oriented guidance, job creation. More people should work along with off because this entire phase may take 1 or 2 years, and for that, such at village, town, district, at a macro level guidance and all mapping, if it is done, I think people in the work together.
Yes. And thank you, sir. With this platform now, I will request whoever has joined our webinar, the people from agriculture sector, horticulture sector, animal husbandry sector, it is our responsibility to see that the people who have migrated to the villages, we should provide them a reasonable and a quality life for them, a quality to lead the quality life. Otherwise, there will be a social problem. There will be some criminal activities will increase, and also many problems will creep in. So it is our responsibility, people who are in helm of affairs, to take care. Even we should not only depend upon the government or something like that. It is everybody's responsibility. And with this, thank you very much, sir. You have well covered. Again, I can say now let us all work like Vasudeva Kutumbakam. It is a very important thing. Now everybody, let us work together, sir. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your views. Now, I request Mr. Prashant Merwade to put the vote of thanks.
Hi, a very good morning to all the participants. Myself, Prashant Merwade, faculty of Commerce, Department of Inform, KSRD, University, Qatar. I hope the session which was carried by Professor Siddhanti has given a lot of insight. And I feel
So take it even.
Go ahead.
and I feel Sir has well covered aspects, and Sir's session has been very informative and effective. So I take this opportunity to thank all those who have directly or indirectly supported in organizing this beautiful webinar. Firstly, I would like to thank today's resource person, Professor A.C. Siddhanti, for giving very effective and very informative session on the contemporary challenges in cooperative sector. And any work would not be successful without the help, without the guidance of the elderly. So I would also like to thank Honorable Vice Chancellor of our university, Professor Dr. Suresh V. Nadagaudar, for being there for us, giving all the guidance and support required in organizing this beautiful session. I also thank Dr. Dr. Abdul Aziz Sir, Assistant Director, Center for Training, Publication and Supervision, KSRD per University, Gadag, for supporting us. I also extend my thanks to all the faculty of our university for motivating us in organizing this webinar series. And last but not the least, I also extend a very heartfelt thanks to all the participants, students, and all the faculty of the department for organizing this session. Thank you all. And one more thing that I want to bring it to your notice, that soon after, at the end of this session, we will be sharing a feedback form link, and the feedback form link will be active till 3 p.m. today. So, we have a session on social media marketing for small businesses. And I hope all of you will join to this session. Thank you all for joining this session. We will be sharing the feedback form link immediately. Kindly fill the form before 3 p.m. today. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So nice of you.
Thank you. So, yeah, thank you.
Very nice to see you, sir. So God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, sir.